Good morning, everybody. We'll call to order our regular meeting of the Mason County Commissioners for May 24th, 2022, and we'll begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Bill Long, if you please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Bill. Moving on to item number 3, roll call. If the clerk will please take roll.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Travis.
I'm here.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Item 4.1, if the clerk would please report the correspondence.
Christine Vincent wrote in regarding her termination from the Timberland Regional Library. The Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in the following: a marijuana application for the Dab Lab, change of location for Oli Boy, special occasion liquor license for the Humane Society of Mason County, marijuana and liquor licenses due to expire, and a discontinued cannabis license for Wicked Delights. And Jeff Carey sent in an application for the Planning Advisory Commission.
Excellent, thank you. 4.2, we have a guest here today from Mason Public Utility District number 1 to present a recognition of Mason County Public Health for its leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic. Katie, looking forward.
I'm Katie Arnold from Mason PUD1. Good morning, Commissioners. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to be here today. About a month ago, Mason PUD1, along with other agencies, was recognized for our response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the PUD1 Commissioners and staff want to extend that recognition to Mason County, specifically the Department of Health and Dave Wyndham, for the outstanding leadership and direction during the pandemic, because without it, we would not have been able to respond to the community that we support the way that we did. To show our appreciation, the PUD1 Commissioners passed a resolution memorializing those efforts, and I'd like to read that resolution to you. So it's resolution number 2060, a resolution recognizing Mason County Public Health for leadership during the global COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas on February 29th, 2020, Governor Jay Inslee declared a state of emergency in Washington State due to the pandemic status. And whereas the staff and commission of Mason PUD number 1 knows that no amount of words can truly express the depth of our thankfulness for Dave Wyndham's leadership in organizing the county's quick response to the pandemic. And whereas the staff and commission of Mason County PUD number 1 wishes to express their thankfulness for all the assistance rendered to Mason County citizens as well as to the PUD1 directly. And whereas Mason County's Public Health Department's actions to facilitate testing, vaccinations, and push out supplies and public health information helped minimize the spread of COVID-19 in Mason County, and the PUD wishes to acknowledge the efforts of Director Wyndham, the county staff, and countless volunteers. Therefore, be it resolved that the staff and commission of Mason County PUD number 1 expresses their profound thanks and gratitude to all those who participated in Mason County's COVID-19 response team. Be it further resolved that Mason County PUD1 commends Dave Wyndham and his staff for their exemplary work on the COVID-19 pandemic. And this was adopted on May 10th of 2022. So we also want to just express our appreciation and thanks for the relationship that we've developed with Mason County and their departments over the last couple years. It's very much appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Very kind. Item number 4.3, we have a presentation of a certificate of good practice from the County Road Administration Board, and I have the certificate here, but I also want to read aloud for the audience the letter that was sent to us by Jane Wall, who's the Executive Director of the County Road Administration Board. It is my pleasure to send you the enclosed certificate of good practice that was approved by resolution of the County Road Administration Board at its meeting on April 21st, 2022. It is suggested that you present this certificate to your county engineer at an appropriate time. A certificate of good practice has been transmitted to the State Treasurer on behalf of your county pursuant to the authority contained in RCW 3678090 as shown on the certificate enclosed. This action by the CRAB Board will assure the continued distribution of your monthly state gas tax allotment from the Office of State Treasurer. On behalf of the members and staff of the CRAB Board, I would like to express my appreciation for the cooperation we have received from and through your county engineer's office during the past year. And so with that, I'd ask Mike Collins, our county engineer, to come forward and receive this certificate of a good practice from the County Road Administration Board. Mike, thanks for all your work.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Commissioners, if you have a word to share.
So Mike and Public Works, man, what an honor to receive this from CRAB. You do a great job. So pleased. Mason County has been very fortunate to have you choose us. I think that's one of the coolest things is you chose us, and you have excelled in everything that you do. But CRAB's pretty picky, so to get that, you did a great job. Thank you.
And again, thank you. I always have fun when I get to explain that it's a big difference between our roads and everybody else's. All you got to do is to go to the county line, and it's pretty obvious as soon as you get there. The excellence of the work that we do here is always phenomenal. And I did a meeting with our risk pool, of which I got attacked for losing you, them losing you in Pacific, and they're still trying to replace you after all this time. They still haven't. They actually haven't. They're finding a way to actually borrow from a neighboring county, still trying to make up for what they lost. And they forgave me by the end because I bought them all drinks. But other than that, I got to tell you, I didn't drink, but I bought them drinks that day. Thank you for everything you guys have done. We're proud of you.
Commissioner Trask, sounds like we need to get on that program.
Right?
Commissioner buying us all drinks. Wow. Just another word of appreciation, Mike. I know that you're a humble guy, and you would also say that that this is a recognition of your entire team and the work that they do, and I couldn't agree more. But you're definitely a strong leader for our road department, and I know that I appreciate having you on board, as does Loretta, our Public Works Director. So, Loretta, did you want to make any comments?
Hard to top, but yes, Mike would not want to take all this recognition himself, but under state law, this is the responsibility of the county engineer's office, and bottom line, the buck stops with Mike, and he takes that responsibility incredibly seriously. And strong leader, and has the whole team rowing with him, and out there leading as well. So Mike, can't say enough about you, and thank you enough for all the great work. Mason County's way better with you.
Very true. Great. Thanks. Moving on to item number 5, it's our open forum for citizen input. It's an opportunity for members of the public to address the commission on any items that are not on today's agenda. We have about a 3-minute per person time limit, just to accommodate if there are a large number of people that would like to make comment. We'll begin with folks in the room. If any members of the public in the room would like to make comment, just raise your hand and Chair will recognize you. Sure. Bill, you want to just come over to the podium here and state your name and where you live for the record?
Okay. Good morning. My name is Bill Long. I live at 21 North Steel Lane East in Hoodsport. Today I'm representing the Friends of Lake Cushman Dog Park Association. We're a 501c3. We've raised $10,000 to build a dog park. We've been researching locations near Lake Cushman and Hoodsport to develop an off-leash area. You may have seen the paper last week when I discussed a similar situation with the Port of Hoodsport. However, we're kind of problems with that area. We've been researching locations near Lake Cushman and to develop an off-leash area. We've identified Foothills County Park as an ideal location. It currently has all the amenities needed for a quality dog park. It's fenced on 3 sides, has restrooms, water's available, and it's close to the Hoodsport area, Lake Cushman area. Mason County has 2 other dog parks, one small area in Shelton by Neeland Park, which is very small and very muddy, and also one at Belfair at the Salmon Center. Both are some distance from the Hoodsport area. The 2021 Capital Improvement Plan has a dog park identified at Foothills within the area. I met with John Taylor and the Parks Advisory Board on April 28th and was encouraged by their involvement. John set a meeting with Parks Supervisor Carl Olson on May 17th. Again, I was impressed by his knowledge and history of the park and history of the park. I contacted Kevin Shuddy last week to inform him of our goal. And Kevin has indicated that the Park Advisory Board will be looking at this on June 2nd at their next meeting. We are willing and able to partner with the county on development of this area. We intend to provide funding for fencing additions and volunteer monitoring. We also have an opportunity to apply for a $25,000 grant to help accomplish our goal of providing a quality dog park. The deadline for that is coming up. It's June 30th. However, we would intend to go forward whether or not we apply for or accept it or win the grant. There's only four grants available nationwide or countrywide. I want to thank John Taylor and his staff for their help and Kevin for remaining supportive. And I just wanted to bring it to the full council today, just to let you know. Any questions?
Yeah, the one at Needle Park, do we know if that's a city park or if that's?
Shelton City.
It is the city of Shelton that owns it?
City park,
Okay. I was just thinking liabilities and that.
It's down
If they
in,
can do it, then others can.
it's down in a hole,
Yeah.
and my visit there, it was pretty muddy.
Yeah.
It was rainy. Foothills has level field and basically unused. Our indication is that along with the playground there and there's a proposed pickleball court going to be there. Add a dog park in there, it would be a great area. Looking at the also looking at the study that was done last year, 89% of the people that responded to that online survey said they had never been to Foothills. If we put a dog park there, I guarantee there will be a lot more people. Also, in that same study, 50% of the people said that they had visited a dog park or visited a dog park regularly. So we're hoping that we can work together with the county and get this done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you coming down.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Turning to our Zoom room, is there any members of the public on Zoom that would like to make comment? Not seeing any hands raised, and it looks like everybody on there is county staff. So we will move on to item number 6, which is adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt today's agenda as written.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to adopt today's agenda as written. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, approval of minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the April 18th, 2022, April 25th, 2022, May 2nd, 2022, May 9th, 2022, and the May 16th, 2022 briefing minutes, along with the April 26th, 2022 regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the April 18th, April 25th, May 2nd, and May 9th, and May 16th, 2022 briefing minutes, excuse me, and April 26th, 2022 regular meeting minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to item number 8, approval of today's action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on today's action agenda, at which time a commissioner or member of the public may ask questions or have an item removed for a separate discussion and vote. Commissioner Netherland, if you'd please take 8.1 through 4, Commissioner Trask 8.5 through 8, and I'll take 8.9 through 12.
Happily, Mr. Chair. Item number 8.1 reads approval of warrants, treasurer's electronic remittance, claims clearing fund, warrants number 8087868 through 8088149, the amount $1,118,319.03. Direct deposit fund, warrants number 86844 through 87235, the amount $748,000 $364.90. Salary Clearing Fund, warrants number 7006629 through 7006663. The amount $1,028,644.73. Item number 8.2, approval for the chair to sign the Hood Canal Regional Septic Loan Program Agreement to terminate the interlocal agreement between Clallam County, Jefferson County, Kitsap County, Mason County, and Kitsap Public Health. Item number 8.3, approval for the chair to sign a letter of no objection for a special occasion liquor license application for United Angels for Pets to host an event on May 27th, 2022, July 29, 2022, and August 26, 2022, along with September 30th, 2022, at the White Barn Home and Decor in Belfair. Item number 8.4, approval of the following American Rescue Plan Act ARPA items: Mason County Jail elevator and doors, and ARPA temporary staff until December 31st, 2026.
Item 8.5, approval to authorize Public Works to procure a deck-over equipment trailer from Olympic Trailer and Truck Accessories off of the Washington State contract for $16,874.92. Item 8.6, approval for Superior Court to create, post, and fill the Administrative Secretary Judicial Assistant position. Item 8.7, approval of the culvert replacement project road closures on North Shore Road from milepost 6.9 to milepost 7 on Monday, July 25th, 2022 to Friday, July 29th, 2022, and on Belfair to Huya Road from milepost 6.5 to milepost 7.47 on Monday, June 13th, 2022 to Friday, June 17th, 2022. Item 8.8, approval for the chair to sign the contract between Mason County and the Watershed Company in order to employ the services of Watershed to complete the work outlined in the contract under Exhibit A, Scope of Work.
Item 8.9, approval to adopt the career incentive pay policy as Chapter 12 into the Mason County Personnel Policy. Item 8.10, approval for the county administrator to sign the professional services agreement with Cabot Dow Associates Incorporated for labor employment services not to exceed $50,000. Item 8.11, approval to accept a resignation in lieu of termination from Christina Mink and Kenneth Oberg, effective May 17, 2022, and to approve the separation, release, and hold harmless agreement to release and forever discharge Mason County, its officers, agents, employees, agencies, and departments from any and all existing and future claims, damages, and causes of action foreseen and unforeseen of any nature whatsoever arising out of their employment, and to waive the 10-day written notice provision in 12.4 of the collective bargaining agreement. Item 8.12, approval for the chair to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between Mason County and Afscme, Teamsters Appraisers, Teamsters Community Family Health, Woodworkers Local Corrections and Support Staff, Woodworkers Local Prosecuting Attorney, Woodworkers Local Public Defense, Mason County Sheriff's Office Deputies Guild, Engineers Guild, Teamsters General Services, and Teamsters Operating Engineers Public Works to include Juneteenth as a paid holiday. Commissioners, having read through all of the items on today's action agenda, are there any questions or items that you would like to have removed for a separate discussion and vote?
Mr. Chair, if we could remove item number 8.3, please.
And if we could also remove item 8.9.
Members of the public, any items that you would like to have questions or remove for a separate discussion and vote in the room? Okay, seeing none in the room. Members on Zoom, are there any items that you have questions on or would like to see removed for a separate discussion and vote? Please raise your hand. Okay, seeing none, we will remove items 8.3 and 8.9 for a separate discussion and vote, and would entertain a motion on the remainder.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval of the action agenda 8.1 through 8.12 with the removal of 8.9 and 8.3 for a separate vote.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the items 8.1 through 8.12 with the exception of item 8.3 and 8.9 today's action agenda. Commissioners, is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the motion carries. First item we have removed for a separate discussion and vote is item 8.3. It's the approval for the chair to sign the letter of no objection for a special occasion liquor license application for United for Angels for Pets to host an event on May 27th, July 29th, August 26th, and September 30th, 2022 at the White Barn Home and Decor in Belfair. Do we need a staff briefing, or was there?
No, I just needed to clarify something. And I am not affiliated with any of the organizations here, and I would have no part of the liquor, but I will be at that location. My business would be, so I did not want to have any type of even appearance of conflict at all. But again, I have no connection or anything like that with them, so I will be abstaining for the vote. So I needed to pull it from the right direction.
Appreciate that clarification. With that, I would, Commissioner Trask, if you don't have any questions or comments, I would entertain a motion.
I move that I move for approval for the chair to sign the letter of no objection for a special occasion liquor license application for United Angels for Pets to host an event on May 27th, July 29th, August 26th, and September 30th at the White Barn Home and Decor in Belfair.
I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded to approve the chair signing the letter of no objections for a special occasion liquor license application for United Angels for Pets to host an event on May 27th, July 29th, August 26th, and September 30th, 2022 at the White Barn Home and Decor in Belfair. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And any abstentions?
Aye for abstention.
So just for the record, Commissioner Netherland has abstained from item 8.3, and the motion carries. Next item for a separate discussion and vote is item 8.9. It's the approval to adopt the career incentive pay policy as Chapter 12 into the Mason County Personnel Policy. And for this one, I asked Mark to provide a briefing.
Absolutely. This is something that we've discussed a number of times through individual briefings with the board and individual conversations with the board. I think we've had some healthy conversations about how we can move forward on this. The intent is, to me, very clear, is that we're trying to encourage individuals that work in Mason County to continue to work in Mason County and to follow a career path along a certain specific skill set. Our first blush at this incentive policy was to identify individuals in the engineering trades and the accounting trades. And if those individuals were to continue down the path and get their PE or CPA, that we would give them an incentive to do so. In order to do that and not create salary compression between the existing positions that actually have a requirement of a PE or a CPA, it would be required to actually provide that same incentive to those positions too. I think that as we look forward into the future, I've received a couple of responses to an email that I sent out to elected officials and department heads regarding other opportunities for us to create this incentive program within departments and offices. I have received a few back. Mike Dorsey, our prosecuting attorney, sent me some opportunities or options for recognizing individuals that potentially achieve paralegal status or a JD, obtain a JD degree. I think that there's other opportunities too within attorneys, within the prosecuting attorney's office. Once they have the necessary skill sets, they're able to handle different types of court cases. So I think there's opportunities in there. Kel from our development piece, what do we call it? DCD, thank you. Community Development Department. Also sent me some information on a certification for planners. And so it actually is very specific. Didn't realize it had that laid out of a plan for individuals to go through specific education and certification process. So I think that we can definitely look into those areas also, as well as looking into some specific certifications that people can receive. So we've really talked about licensure in this first blush, And I think that there's other opportunities to expand it as we move to the future. So be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thanks, Mark. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Mark?
No questions,
No
just
questions.
statements.
Okay. Members of the public, are there any questions for staff on the briefing? Okay. Any members of the public on the Zoom call-in have questions, please raise your hand. Okay, not seeing any questions on Zoom, so with that, we will move into commissioner deliberation. Actually, we'll give an opportunity for public comment. And so if there are any members of the public in the room that would like to make comment on item 8.9, please raise your hand. Okay, seeing no one for public comment in the room. Any members of the public on Zoom, please raise your hand for public comment on item 8.9. Okay, seeing no public comment on item 8.9, we'll move into commissioner deliberation or motion.
Mr. Chair, I move for the approval.
Discussion. Oh, you want to?
You make a motion first.
Okay.
I move for approval to adopt a career incentive pay policy as Chapter 12 into the Mason County Personnel Policy.
Okay, is there a second? I will second that motion and open it up for commissioner discussion. Commissioner Trask.
Oh, we have had some very healthy conversations about this, and I feel like I just cannot move forward on this. I absolutely want to incentivize our employees to move forward and to get certifications and other licenses. But what I have a hard time with is not opening up right now to the entire county. I also feel like we're putting the cart before the horse. I think that we should be doing a salary survey first to get things in line and then go forward with the incentives. For the past 3 years, I was working with the previous support services director. And there's definitely some improvements that need to be done for our non-repped folks. And so I just feel like the survey should be done before we go into the incentives. And we should also figure out how many licenses, how many certificates, the other departments, where they fit into this too. So I can't move forward with this at this time.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Netherland, any discussion?
Yeah, we have worked on this a long time. This is, in my opinion, one of the best things we've done in many years. I've been working on this for a couple of years now. There's two separate things here between a pay raises through going out and doing a salary survey and incentive pay. This is designed to take the ones and the people that you already have to incentivize them into learning new modalities, becoming better at their job, and compensating them for that issue. Imagine having many CPAs, not just one in a department. Imagine having in the building department many different certifications that somebody walking in the door can have. So when you come in the door, you don't have a wrong door you enter into. These people have different modalities that they know of, and we can do that without strict pay raises, but on merit, on the actual work they've done to become better at their job. And with that, I see that as an absolute win for everybody. Again, these are two separate things, and one has nothing to do with the other. This is an incentive to get people to be better. And I want to remind everybody, although it does not encompass everything, I've said this line over and over again, the enemy of good is perfect. You can't have perfect, you ought to start somewhere. This is a great place to start, and I believe we'll be tackling a lot more in the near future. And what will decide which ones are the most important, which ones are the most needed, would be the commission as they take the time to go over each of the issues and find out which would better strengthen each department. So I look forward to those discussions. I hope this goes ahead and moves forward, because this is the beginning of creating a long bench of people that we can have to step up to the next level each time somebody else moves on. And it also keeps them from moving on and leaving us as they get compensated for the education they get. We recently had somebody that got an engineer degree. It would have been nice if there could have been a compensation to keep that person, but it wasn't, so that person left. So I'd like to be able to create that long bench, and this is where it starts.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be supportive of this policy today as well. I appreciate the work that Commissioner Trask has done to bring forward the conversation about having a more comprehensive salary survey. That's something that this commission is unified on. We see that as something that needs to happen, and so appreciate her advocacy for that over the years. I think it's been a long time coming, and I think we're going to be able to get that work underway as well. And so. But I do view this as a very much a first step toward right sizing our compensation for people that have licensures and other types of certifications that are critical to the work that we do on the public's behalf. And so Mark has done a fantastic job, I think, of trying to piece together parts of what each commissioner has wanted to see accomplished here. I think he's been super responsive in listening to some of our concerns and being able to work through some other issues with those department heads and electeds that have gotten back to him over the past couple of weeks. And I think the one big takeaway here is we're going to pilot this. We're going to see how this works. We're going to continue to build on this policy. And so I look forward, as Commissioner Netherland mentioned, I look forward to conversations in the future with our fellow electeds and department heads to identify those areas where we can continue to grow folks in their career here in Mason County. We get a lot of people who are a little bit green, younger in their careers, and have every opportunity to grow, and I want them to take every opportunity to grow here in Mason County with us and continue to contribute to this community and build it along with us. And so I think those are things that are really valuable to a smaller or a mid-sized organization like ours that's continuing to grow and go through some of those challenges. So with that, if there's no other discussion,
I have one more comment I'd like to make. You're right. I should have given a thank you to Mark, because this is a much better structure and framework than we had 2 years ago. And if he hadn't done all the work that he did, it wouldn't be as good, and I wouldn't be as excited. We were throwing stuff on the wall to try and make it work. You put together a framework to make it successful, and I should not have left that out. I want to make sure to thank you for that.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Nay?
And the motion carries. Moving on to item 9, other business. Any department heads or elected officials that would like to address the commission? Loretta?
Just a quickie comment. Number one, thanks for this great work on the action that was just passed. Definitely appreciate that. We have some great mentors in our office and certainly want to encourage and grow folks and keep them with the department as well. So appreciate the help on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other item, to add to the Team COVID kudos, I couldn't help but think back about how many times during the last 2 years it was like, oh my gosh, Dave, which way do we go? What do we jump on this? But I also want to acknowledge our human resources and risk team and our finance team. Those folks, it boggles my mind to think about how much work COVID created for HR and risk and our finance folks. And I just really want to say thank you for them as well. That's it.
Thanks, Loretta. Appreciate that. Anyone on Zoom, department heads or electeds that would like to make comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item 10. This is our public hearings and items set for a certain time. We'll begin with item 10.1, a public hearing to adopt the revisions to Mason County Code Title 16, Plats and Subdivisions, and ask staff Melissa Paulson to please brief.
Good morning, Commissioners. Sorry that I can't be there in person. I'm sure you can hear me.
So I apologize.
You're muted.
You accidentally muted. There you go.
See, that's how my day's going.
It was right after you said we could hear you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Okay, so Mason County Planning Department is proposing amendments to Title 16, which is addressing changes to the procedural review and requirements for application of regulations and application content for boundary line adjustments, lot combinations, short subdivisions, and large lot subdivisions. So staff is requesting that the Board of County Commissioners review and adopt the proposed amendments in Attachment A.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions for Melissa? Okay. Any members of the public in the room have questions for Melissa? Seeing no questions, are there any members on Zoom that have questions for Melissa? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the question portion of item 10.1 and move into public comment. Again, if a member of the public would like to make comment on item 10.1, please raise your hand, which I'll recognize you. Come forward, make your comments. Any public comment in the room? Okay, seeing no public comment in the room, again, any public comment on our Zoom, again, just use the raise hand feature for public comment. Okay, seeing no comment on the Zoom room, Mackenzie, did we receive any written correspondence on item 10.1?
No, we did not.
Okay. With that, we'll close the public comment period on item 10.1 and move to Commissioner deliberation or motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the revisions to the Mason County Code Title 16 Plats and Subdivisions Code.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the revisions to Mason County Code Title 16 Plats and Subdivisions Code. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And the motion carries. Moving on to, we'll close item 10.1 and move into item 10.2. It's a public hearing to inform citizens of the availability of funds and eligible uses of the 2022 Public Services Community Development Block Grant and receive comments on proposed activities specifically funding the Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties, as well as receiving comments on the 2021 program. Mark, do you know who's briefing this? It has Jennifer on.
Yeah, I can brief
Take it
the
forward.
board on this.
Great.
So specifically, Jen is not feeling well today, so we said please stay home. So we actually have before you it's a Cdbg grant. So in 2021, as with subsequent years, the funding of approximately $100,000 was used to provide service referrals for a minimum of 6,430 individuals in Mason and Lewis counties, of which a minimum of 3,279 must meet HUD's 51% income qualification, and direct services and referrals for a minimum of 350 child victims. This year's allotment is $102,000, of which $3,500 will be used to offset a portion of our administrative costs. But we will be, we're actually asking the board to make a motion to approve the submission of the Cdbg application and authorization for myself to sign for this program.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for staff? Okay. Members of the public, any questions for staff on the presentation? Okay, no questions in the room. Any questions from Zoom for staff on the presentation on item 10.2? Okay, seeing no questions on Zoom, we'll close the question and answer portion of item 10.2 and move into public comment. Again, if you'd like to make comment on item 10.2, please raise your hand. The chair will recognize you. Come forward, make a comment. Any public comment? Okay, seeing none. Any members of the public on Zoom that have comment on item 10.2? Please raise your hand. Okay, seeing no public comment on item 10.0, did we receive any written correspondence?
No.
We did not, okay. Seeing no public comment and having received no written comment for item 10.2, we'll close public comment and move into Commissioner deliberation or motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the submission of the Cdbg application and authorizing Mark Neary, County Administrator, to act as the Chief Administration Official for the Cdbg program.
I'll second.
It's It's been moved and seconded to approve the submission of the CDBG application and authorizing Mark Neary, County Administrator, to act as the Chief Administration Official for the CDBG program. Commissioners, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. We'll close item 10.2 and move on to item 11, which is our board calendar and reports. We go with Commissioner Trask, Commissioner Netherland, and then I'll finish up.
Great, thank you. It's good to be home, kinda. All right, after our commission meeting, we have a ribbon cutting for the ARC for their new location in the Shelton area. Pretty darn excited about that one. I have a Public Works Board Traditional Committee meeting. Later on today, we have a Board of Health meeting. Going to a campaign kickoff this evening. We have a Memorial Hall meeting tomorrow morning, a Pack Mountain membership meeting, a meeting at the Memorial Hall later the afternoon, and then I have Community Action Council board meeting. Also, there's a grand opening for MET at Shelton High School, so I'll be going to that as well. Tomorrow I have a area agency on aging meeting, sushi with friends. Friday I'll be going on a tour with Loretta and Cal. Monday we have our EOC meeting, WASAC virtual assembly meeting. Do we have a commission meeting on the 31st?
We do not.
Okay. Thank you. Want to wish my brother and his wife a happy anniversary. I have a couple meetings for Turning Point. One is a donor appreciation, and that'll be at Mosquito Fleet in Belfair. Possible meeting with the Army Corps of Engineers. I have a Public Works Board meeting on Friday, the North Mason Chamber and Shelton Mason Chamber event at Alderbrook. Forest Festival breakfast on Saturday, the 4th. It's also my brother's anniversary. We got lots of anniversaries, holy cow. And then we're back on the 6th for briefing. EOC meeting, WASAC virtual assembly. We do have a meeting on the 7th, right? Maybe.
I assume so.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good. And that will take me there.
Thank you, Commissioner Netherland.
Yeah, this last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of different meetings with constituents over many, many different issues. I also attended our TIPCAP committee meeting, of which I was so very impressed. The literal professionalism that was happening in that room was very, very exciting to understand and know that the citizens representing this county were so knowledgeable on the issues and that they worked so well with the county staff. I was so pleased. Did another housing walkthrough in another part of the Mason County Housing Authority's apartment complexes. I did speak with the director, and when we have our briefing, we will also schedule the walkthrough and stuff at the same time if you guys are up for that. I have some developers that were coming in looking at our area. They're not anything in particular but housing, and they look at building in different pieces of a county. Fire station, me and I think all three commissioners attended the fire station. We did not conduct any business at all, but we were all three there. I had a Sales and Tales event, of which I was the guest MC for that, and Commissioner Trask was also there. There was kind of a discussion of county when I mentioned her support for looking at options for animal control and her willingness to have met with them. That's kind of one of our issues. So that did occur, but it was noticed. We made sure that everybody knew that we were going to that. I met with the homeowners association up in the Razor Road, Alderwood area. I attended the comprehensive emergency management plan update. North Mason School District, I met with their representative on some issues for getting out information and working on projects that they're doing. Mason Transit Authority regular meeting. I met with the school district on their balanced schedule proposals they're looking at. North Mason Chamber of Commerce meeting. Our audit committee meeting. Take Back Mason County, 40 and 8. Union City dinner, briefings, and then we started all over again. This next week, have a Mason Transit Authority policy meeting, briefings, Port of Allen meeting, Left Board meeting. We're going to be together for the ARC meeting for the ribbon cutting. Board of Health meeting today. I also meet with candidates. Hood Canal Lodge, Wasack virtual. I attend on those. I don't comment on them, but I do sometimes attend. And Commissioner Trask is also there. Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization. I may also be at the Joint Chamber meeting. I will attend again the Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan update. We have a possible meeting with the Army Corps of Engineers for all of us. And I am a guest speaker for the Boy Scouts of Pioneer. And then we come back.
Great, thank you. Moving forward, I believe we have a closed session after this, and then I'll also be at the ribbon cutting for the ARC of the Peninsulas. The ARC is doing some really great work, and we've been able to support them with some of the ARPA money that we have, and so excited to see them expand their footprint here in Mason County. I have a phone check-in with SC Johnson on an update on the plastic film recycling pilot program that's underway here in the city. And then Board of Health meeting, also have the Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board meeting, and then the ESD 113 Regional Awards in Tumwater. Later on this week, I'll be touring Cowlitz County's new 911 facility. That was something that was scheduled back in March, but due to some supply chain issues, got pushed out till this week. Also, we'll be speaking along with the chairs of the Thurston and Lewis County Commissions at the Community Foundation of South Puget Sound in Olympia on Thursday evening. Have a meeting with Mason PUD 1 on Friday, heading into the Memorial Day weekend. Then next week, I'll be attending a kickoff for a Kitsap County Commissioner candidate. Have a meeting with NACO June 2nd, as well as holding for our potential meeting with the Army Corps. I will also be at the ribbon cutting with the North Mason and Shelton Chambers at Alderbrook, and have a Thurston Mason BH ASO Governance Board meeting. And then on June 7th, after our meeting, I will be speaking to the Transforming Our Communities substance use event that's hosted by the University of Washington. So looking forward to getting together with that group. And that's about it.
Mr. Chair, I left out something that you and I will probably both be at the Kitsap County candidate kickoff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great. Look forward to seeing you there. Okay, commissioners, if there's nothing else to come before us, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Move a second that we adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. With that, we're adjourned. Have a good day, everybody.